In a place where all that surround goes quiet, and the silence that surrounds you takes the audience. A surround sound that surrounds how the neighborhood had changed. And rainforests pour on the poorest florist, offering the full throttle. And he wrote his first novel, and it became impossible to find a copy. So he stood in the lobby of Yankee Stadium. The phone kept ringing, and the singing Scarlet Tanager managed his panic level. And he hasn't left home since. For home's changed, for even in his old age, the old days fester. And unexpected gestures, he relies less on the system and more on his own ways, attacking life with a slow pace. He wore sneakers with no laces and ran until he was barefoot. He would stare in the mirror with a weird look, and in their book he's nothing more than a product of the South Bronx, packed and shipped to their brownstones. But he had a secret weapon and a best friend, and there's a lesson to underestimating the greatness of brown folk, down-hole South folk, born and raised up north, upwards of $1 million for a show of a lifetime, a show of his anxiety, as if it was the first moments closing at the nighttime, and the bright lights or a timeline of his life's greatest highlights running on 30-second reels, and they slowly let them feel the strength of his words when they least expect them to be heard. In the voice of Billy Rain, for Billy hates the outdoors, he used to get out more, but for the sacrifice of the brown baby, it's now or never to secure the course to heaven. And today heaven fills the standard on the pitcher's mound, which allows him to exist in the now and resist the power of grief with 50 hours of peace. In his past 50 years, all comes down to one decision to drive, and in turn the revision to the decision to write. So he spoke in the words of his darker brother, in the art of starting an argument for the love of his darker brother, and impart his colors outside the lines, and an occasion it takes an ounce to pronounce the highest of highs. And a nutty professor kicked him out of his web of deception, but he confessed that he was smart in an argument, but he finessed him and pressed his button, smothering his power bubble in a manner that only brothers could possibly press, and he was oddly possessed. And Billy Rain started in the colors of Mississippi rain, and his little brother was the gift of his later years, his permission to outgrow the South Bronx and return home in preparation for his return home. The colors of Billy Rain.